All right, Heaters, week 4. Before we jump into that, let me tell you guys about our friends over at denversportsbetting.com. Denver Sports Betting is a local sports media outlet dedicated to covering sports from a betting perspective. DSB is not a sports book, but rather an outlet where you can educate yourself before placing a bet. From betting previews, analysis and breakdowns, to sweepstakes and memorabilia giveaways, Denver Sports Betting has you covered. Sports betting is becoming legal in more and more states throughout the country, and it's time you get your edge with denversportsbetting.com. Check them out online at denversportsbetting.com, on Twitter at BettingDenver, IG Denver Sports Betting, and Facebook Denver Sports Betting. Here we go.
How about giving us a recap where we're at right now with Heaters?
Dallas is 7-3 on the season. I am 8-2 on the season.
All right, first pick this week, man. We're going to have a bounce-back game with the New Orleans Saints, man. We got Michael Thomas, still questionable according to fantasy. Michael Thomas will be back this week. And if we know anything about the Saints, they have showed us a very inconsistent offense aside from Alvin Kamara. Having Michael Thomas back is just going to be a much more well-balanced, well-oiled machine, and you don't know what to expect with Sean Payton and Drew Brees when everybody is back with their offensive side. So this week, I am taking New Orleans Saints at -4 today.
Great cash, homie.
I'm going to go with you on that one, Dal. I think the Saints are appealing for two different reasons. One, the injury situation to the Lions cornerbacks. If they continue to miss multiple corners, they're going to be in trouble against the Saints, especially if they get Michael Thomas back, like you alluded there. The other thing, I think Drew Brees is just going to be extra focused and locked in following 2 defeats. Betting an elite quarterback after a loss, usually a good strategy, something I usually like to do when they're not favored by too many points. This fits that scenario perfectly. You got the Saints only giving up 4. Also, let me just put the cherry on top here. Brees is 19-8 against the spread after 2 losses in a row. I think the Saints bounce back this week, cover the 4. I'm with you.
Great cash, homie.
All right, for second one, I got to take Bengals -3, dog, against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The passing defense of the Jaguars, it's really bad right now. They're ranked 19th in total passing yards allowed. They are allowing an NFL worst 118.6 passer rating. That being said, Joe Burrow, he's a winner. He hasn't won a game yet, but has 628 passing yards. He's got 5 touchdowns and no picks. This rookie is control. He is control, and he is control, and it's time. This is the rightful pick this week, man. -3, Cincinnati Bengals.
Great cash, homie.
I'm going to go against you on this one.
Yes.
This is our first versus of the year.
Play that I got 5 on it.
On Heaters.
Because
Already?
we're going to do it. There we go.
All right, we're putting up 5 on this one then.
Cool.
I think the Jaguars have a big motivational edge in this game coming off the extra rest and the fact that they've had more time than usual to lick their wounds after the embarrassing national television defeat to the Dolphins. I suspect they'll play a little better. We'll get a better effort, particularly if Chark is available to return. He's questionable right now.
That would be
we'll
nice.
see.
Yeah.
Conversely, the Bengals just played a grueling overtime affair that went the distance and ended in a tie with the Eagles. Hey, how about a little did you know? Wait, that's the more you know. Either way, it all fits. Did you know, historically, teams coming off ties are just 9-17 against the spread since 1989? I think the most likely outcome here is either the Jags win by 3 or the Bengals win by 3. I'm going to take the underdog in this one. Jaguars plus the 3.
Great cash, homie.
This is my last favorite of the week. It's hard to bet against Kyler Murray. He is doing some great things. David Johnson is going to have a very, very good, strong running game against the Panthers. They're putting their money where their mouth is this week. 2 draft picks, they've paid a lot for these guys. The running game is back this week. You're going to have a more balanced game. It's not Kyler going to have to do everything. It's not Kyler DeAndre, and I think that's the definitive difference.
Cardinals -3.
Great cash, homie.
Tell me you're going against it.
I'm not going against that one. I'm touching that game.
All right.
Here's what I am going to do. The Browns at the Cowboys.
Of course.
I feel like the Cowboys are the most underrated, or overrated. Excuse me.
Overrated, overhyped.
Take a shot on that.
I think I know where you're going with this one. I might be in.
I feel like they're overrated. Check it out. They're 0-3 already this year against the spread, and they'd be 0-3 straight up if it wasn't for the epic meltdown by the Atlanta Falcons. The Cowboys have big-time injury concerns on the defensive side of the ball, missing 2 of their top 3 corners and 2 of their top 3 linebackers against Seattle last week. Russell Wilson would have thrown 6 touchdown passes against them if DK Metcalf hadn't gone all Leon Lett to Sean Jackson. Actually, I guess he didn't drop the ball early. He just slowed up before the goal line and allowed Diggs to punch it out through the back of the end zone for a touchback. I'm not saying Baker Mayfield is Russ, but I am saying the Cowboys should be favored by a maximum of about 1.5. Spread should be minus 1.5 if you want to favor the Cowboys. Also, I'll add in that 90% of the public money bet so far on this game has been on the Cowboys, and you know what that means. I'm on the Browns plus 4.5.
Straight cash, homie.
So is this guy. There's no doubt about it. I am right here with you. I knew you were going with the overhyped, overrated. But in this case, the spread just did not make sense. The line does not make sense. The Cowboys are favored way more than what they should based off of what they've shown us this year. I'm out. Give me the Browns all day.
Straight cash, homie.
Next up for me, the Ravens at Washington. Spread seems a little bit high, but after I thought about it and after I see how the Ravens ran it in week 1 and week 2 and how they ran it right down the Chiefs' throat at the beginning of the game before the Chiefs started scoring all those points and the Ravens went away from their game plan, which I thought was why they lost the game on Monday night. I think the Ravens get back to that run game. I think you see a healthy dose of Lamar Jackson running the ball, Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, Mark Ingram. I think the Ravens get back to what they do best. Ron Rivera also hinted that Dwayne Haskins could be benched soon. Haskins has been struggling. I don't know if you've been paying attention to Washington. He's not seeing the field well, not reading defenses correctly, bad accuracy. Now, with that in mind, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, if he's playing bad against these other teams, how in the hell is he going to navigate Baltimore's defense? How, Sway?
How, Sway? Take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway.
Kanye.
I've been doing this more than you.
Washington can't block. They won't be able to move the chains. Haskins will be forced into turnovers under pressure. Meanwhile, Jackson on the other side's looking to redeem himself off a loss, and the opposition doesn't have the ammunition to stop him. Ravens to cover the big number.
Straight cash, homie.
Check this one out, man. I was going to actually do a dog. I was going to take Chargers plus 7 on this one against the Tampa Bay Bucks. But guess what? You've got some injuries on the defensive side, and it does not bode well. Los Angeles expects to be without defensive end Melvin Ingram. Also, defensive tackle Justin Jones and cornerback Chris Harris Jr.
Oh, geez.
Which is going to give Brady flexibility, time to throw the ball, time to stick in the pocket, but that's all he needs. Chargers do not have a defensive game this week. I have to take the favorite. -7, Tampa Bay.
Straight cash, homie.
I'm going to go get you on this one. I know there's injuries, bro.
Yeah.
And it makes me nervous.
Those are big three.
This is my last one.
Least confident?
Least confident for a reason.
Okay.
This one makes me nervous, but the number just seems too big. 7 seems like a lot.
Even with Tampa home?
I know. That's what I was going to say. I never loved the West Coast teams
Tampa
going
home?
east and playing the early kickoff.
Telling you.
But if the Chargers didn't play the way they did last week, I just expect them to come out better. They have to play the Buccaneers, who have to play a 3-0 team on Thursday night. So you may get the Buccaneers looking ahead a little bit, kind of like the Chargers did last week. I think the Chargers looked ahead to the Buccaneers off of a big-time win off of a big-time game against the Chiefs the week before that went into OT.
Right.
You remember that game? Then they got waxed last week. They just looked flat. They looked unprepared. They looked unfocused. I don't think that happens this week. And hopefully we see the team that we got against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And the Chargers.
Where Patty had to go out and win the game.
Yeah.
Like he had to.
Hopefully we see that squad.
We didn't have the injuries, though. We didn't have the travel. So I'm going to go against you. Let's do 5 on it. Beauty. I'm excited for this
All
one.
right, you and I for 5. I am taking the Chargers +7.
Straight cash, homie.
Dow's going with the Saints -4, Bengals -3, Cards -3, Browns +4.5, which we're on together, and the Bucks -7.
A lot of favorites.
4 favorites and 1 dog for Dow Palantonio this week. I'm on the Browns +4.5, Ravens -13, Saints -4, Jags +3, Chargers +7. Ooh, I like that.
Dude,
I like that balance.
If it helps, like I said, I was going to go to the Chargers. I was going to take that plus.
injuries.
But the injuries and the travel is just too much, dude. It's just too much for
a
me.
tutty seems like a lot for a team that played so flat last week. With Anthony Lynn, I just feel like they're going to be fired up, bro.
Right.
Chargers play hard. Chargers, I mean, Last year, they were in every single game late, even with Rivers, throwing 4 picks a game.
Throwing 4 picks
and they're
a
in
game
every
at the
game
end.
trying to win it at the
Garbage
very
time,
end, dude. You know, like, they play hard, bro. I know there's injuries, but I feel good about the Chargers.
Too many injuries.
That is your Week 3 heaters, brought to you by DenverSportsBetting.com.